The Indians also called the new river the River of Death because of how fast it was and because of all the drownings that occurred there. The next place I'd like to talk to you about is Seneca Rocks in Pendleton County, West Virginia. Seneca Rocks is, in my opinion, the most photogenic and beautiful place in the state because of its unnatural landmark and because of the way it looks. According to Nick Hernandez, who is a writer for Time to Climb, Seneca Rocks is the one of the most beautiful places in West Virginia, and it offers world class rock climbing experiences, which a lot of people from out of state and from all over come to climb Seneca Rocks and to see how beautiful it is and how weird it looks. Um, and that's probably one of the most photogenic and iconic spots in West Virginia, also, just because of how unnatural it is. So, some of the hauntings I would like to talk to you about are Lake Shawnee in Mercer County. Lake Shawnee is a haunted amusement park that was started in 1926 but closed in 1966 due to the multiple deaths that occurred there. Um, it actually started in 19 or in seven. It was settled in 1783 by a man named Mitchell Clay, where two of his kids were killed by the Native American Indians that were there. In return, he actually got a group and went and hunted the Indians down and killed them. It was years later when the park opened and they started the rides and things that a little girl was killed while on the swing here, and then a little boy actually drowned in the lake. It was after that that they decided to tear the park down in 1966. But upon doing that, they discovered a Native American burial ground. So they made it a national landmark or a historical landmark, and now it is a spot where you can go and visit and take tours of, and they even offer a haunted trail and a couple other things there, so you can learn and go and be there. The next thing I'd like to talk to you about is the Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Western West Virginia. This was created in 1858 and completed in 1881. It is one of the largest hand cut stone masonry buildings in the United States, only second to the Kremlin, which in my personal opinion, is really unique that all this stone was hand cut and built just as it is. It was actually shut down due to unethical experiments on patients, plus the bad treatment due to overcrowding. This was originally supposed to hold 250 people to 500 people, and there actually ended up being over 2,500 people there. Um, some of the experiments that were happening was something called lobotomy methods, which were performed by Walter Freeman, and it was very disturbing and it paints a very bad picture of what went on there. And when you go and you can actually go here and take a tour and even stay the night at, and you see these things, it's very creepy, and you can definitely tell the place is actually haunted. For an article written by Katie Serena, she talks about these methods and she talks about some of the things that happened there, and you can go and see more information from that. Now, this is inside the asylum. You can still see here they got the table with the cloth and the hallways, the paint peeling off. Very eerie looking, very eerie feeling. Wouldn't want to be stuck here and hear sounds at night. The next thing I want to talk about are some of the myths and legends. Up here we have John Henry and the Big Bend Tunnel. Some people think that this is a myth and a legend, but there's actually facts and evidence that proves that it actually happened. Um, Next, we have the Mothman statue in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. This happened on December 15th in 1967 when the Silver Point Bridge collapsed that killed 46 people. It's said that whenever you've seen the Mothman, something bad would happen. Somebody said they actually seen him before the bridge collapsed, and therefore he is the reason that it happened. You can actually go to Point Pleasant and see this statue here, which I've been able to see, and it's very unique. It's very awesome. It's a good experience just to say that you've been there. The next thing I want to talk about is Coalwood, West Virginia. Coalwood is a very small town. If you blink, you miss it, but it's really unique in the form that the man who came from there, which is Homer Hickam, and some of his friends actually were some of the first to experience with rockets, and he actually went on to work with NASA. There's a movie that they actually made about him called October Skies. which if you look